and a very warm welcome to a bit of a chilly Monday evening's edition of Nightshift, live from Corfu. And as always, I'm lucky enough to be joined in our beautiful studios in Agis Mateus on the wonderful island of Corfu. And tonight, as always, we're broadcasting from our studios here in the beautiful village of Agis Mateus. And as always, I'm lucky enough to be joined in those studios by Thomas and Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Adrian.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a flux there. I got stuck in a groove there, yes. The needle needs sharpening a bit. No, I had a funny cue, and there we are. Well, you know, these things happen.
Everyone. Hope you're all well. Hello, Thomas.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. So it's soon up there. A few days to go.
Oh, it's a week.
Yeah, a week. Yeah, well, what is a week? Week is nothing. Yeah. Wait a little bit. We will sit here soon, Friday evening, and say, oh, the week is over. No. Yeah, no.
And
Santa Claus is coming. Way! That's the spirit.
That's the Christmas spirit.
Excellent. So, guys, what have you done over the weekend? Everything okay?
Oh, yes, thank you, Thomas. Yes. Can't remember now. A bit of work for the show, of course, and looking at the lovely views and talking to some nice people. Went to Benitez. That was jolly. Bit chilly, but lovely. Yeah. How about yourself, Thomas? Do you have a nice weekend?
Yeah, I'm perfect. Fantastic weekend. Started off nicely Saturday. Oh, so nice, you know. Yeah. Having a little bit of a lie-in, then taking care of the zoo.
Yeah.
How is the zoo?
Zoo is brilliant, man.
Yeah.
They're all happy, more than happy.
Good.
So yeah, how should they? Of course they are.
Fabulous.
No, it was a brilliant weekend. Yesterday, okay, a little bit weather-wise, but who cares, you know? At least home a little bit of baking. Christmas is coming, guys. Oh, so have you done your Christmas baking, guys?
No.
No, we go into the shop.
I don't think you want anything that I baked anyway, to be honest.
I don't know. I never had anything baked from you, man.
I know.
You don't do a mean cake?
I used to do a mean cake.
I thought you did.
Yeah. I used to do a 4-4-4 cake. I don't know if anybody knows what that is.
No, what's that?
4 ounces of flour, 4 ounces of margarine, 4 ounces of sugar, and then a couple of eggs. That's it.
And you're done.
Yeah. It's quite nice.
Oh, it's for sure brilliant. It's like Victoria sponge. The same, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the same.
Pretty much. But I used to put little flavours in there, you know. Something you'd like. I used to put coffee.
Oh,
now he's
talking again. No? My God, have you only on air for 3 minutes and we're talking already about food?
I know. It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's the best. Christmas is all about food. Come on.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, true. Very true.
It's you know, forget the presents, forget everything else. Just sit together, enjoy yourselves, have some brilliant food, have some things. Yeah, stuff your faces and go there. Yeah, see that's what it is. That's what all Christmassy, guys.
I know.
Just for you. I think you know it's coming slowly. No?
He's jolly, isn't he?
It's brilliant. No? Covers the belly for after Christmas too, man.
Yes, but you've got room to expand, maybe.
Of course, always room to expand, man. Always. Hey, excellent, cool, now brilliant weekend. Enjoyed it. So just to a viewers out there, this is our last week, no? Before we go on a break, on a Christmas break, New Year's break. Maybe we have a couple of broadcasts in between, but we're not sure about that. But night shift is last week, and then we come back in January with a full late program, a couple of changes, new set. Oh, the whole thing will change.
Yeah.
Nice, and live music and so on. So, but we will see. We don't want to give too much away at the moment. Isn't it?
Yes, it's all about surprising you for the season 2.
Season 2.
I think we're going to be surprised as well. So you know,
probably
we'll be surprised together. It'd be great.
So just to remind you, if you want to take part in this show, don't hesitate. Contact us at nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com, email, or just Facebook us, send us a message on Facebook, or chat with us live here now on YouTube. Your choice. But if you want to know something about this beautiful island, if you have something to say, we are the people who would love to hear that, yeah? And we kick off with something special. Now with the same thing every week. No?
I love it how you always keep us on our toes, Thomas.
Yeah, I have to, guys. So make sure. I realised these sofas are very comfy.
But no, they're fine. Seriously, you know.
So okay, guys, cool. But let's go over to the island. What's happened on the island? Some special things happened over the weekend?
Yeah, a couple of things happened over the weekend. This is... what day was it? Okay, Saturday. This is Saturday, sorry. Police freed 2 imprisoned animals on Saturday from a locked shop.
Ooh.
actually didn't say which place it was.
Yeah.
But the owner had left pet food for the animals.
Really?
But locals had noticed the cat was in there since late August.
Late August?
What?
Yes, late August. So members of the ARC contacted the police and the public prosecutor on the 30th of November, and they repeatedly tried to contact the owner of the shop with no success, unfortunately.
Wow.
So eventually the police broke the lock with the prosecutor present, and when they entered, they found, as well as the cat, a small dog and a lot of mess, shall we say.
Yeah, must be since end of
a lot of
August.
mess.
Come
Yeah.
on.
But all the animals were okay.
Yeah, I mean, the cat has found a new owner already.
Oh,
which
excellent.
Which is brilliant. And the dog is being checked by a vet for parasites and all that sort of thing. So make sure it was all right. Just to remind you that the abuse of animals by neglect is a criminal offence here.
Yeah, it is.
So, I'm sure that owner is probably going to get prosecuted, I would have thought.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so
To
too.
be honest, I mean, nothing, when you can't get rid of an animal. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't mean you have to lock them up. Okay, at least he thrown food in, so that's a positive thing. But since end of August, to keep them locked up in the same business premises.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, let them out or phone the ARC or there's enough places you can go and ask.
Or get somebody to come and check on them or something.
Exactly, have somebody checking on them, no? If you don't. But the dog and the cat, I mean, these animals, they need a little bit of human contact.
Oh, yes.
They're used to human contact.
Yes, indeed.
So all of a sudden there's a cut-off. It's not fair.
No.
Yeah, so but people can't. I think this is all down to common sense. This must be common sense.
But it's good of the ARC to actually go in there and
and do that. Yeah, well done to the ARC.
Yeah.
Shout out to the ARC. Well done, guys. Brilliant.
Well done.
So that's what we need. Definitely.
Okay, and
Next one.
Moving swiftly on. It's a very short little news stories, really. 44-year-old street vendor was arrested in Corfu on Friday. He's charged with illegal street trading. He had 119 black market products on display.
Whoa.
Without a proper license.
Whoa.
So, I mean, things like fake handbags and things like that, which is terrible, especially at Christmas, isn't it? I mean, obviously...
Yeah, I mean...
he's trying to make a bit of money, but, I mean...
but
to
the pocket
sell the
money
fake
for Christmas
products is not a good thing.
No, definitely not. No, I mean, some people really stretch this Christmas for money, guys. No, so they probably appreciate the opportunity to get something fake and still nicely done to have something to give for Christmas. But at the end of the day, that's how bigger corporations lose money and then have to lay off staff.
That's true. Very true. Yeah.
So it's not a...
Yeah, black market products not particularly good anyway. I mean, especially if they're electronic or anything like that. That's a real bad one because they can break so easily and also
and they can be dangerous.
Set on fire and things. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it can be dangerous.
So just be careful out there. And lastly, a nice little thing. Corfu Rotary Club and the Red Cross distributed food on Saturday. They distributed food to 100 families in need from their offices in town. So that's really nice.
That's very good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool.
So obviously a lot of people are struggling.
Of course, yeah. The Red Cross is always, it's one of the organizations, the Red Cross, who is always behind the scenes helping other people. And they're not taking a lot of publicity, really. No. But everybody's used to the Red Cross. It's an organization, such an old organization.
It is, yeah.
So, of course, they have a...
And worldwide as well. So
worldwide as well. So well done to the Red Cross.
Yeah, and
the Rotary Club. Yeah, Rotary Club always, doesn't matter which country.
Supporting charities, Rotary Clubs.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's cool. And that's exactly how it should be for Christmas.
Especially for Christmas. Yeah.
Excellent. Cool. So that's locally.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, not too much bad news. Do we know anything about the guy who sold that? How much in trouble is he?
Oh, the guy that was selling
the fake stuff.
Yeah, he's been arrested, and charged with illegal trading.
Shame. Okay.
Yeah.
That's he probably has all inclusive for Christmas.
All inclusive for Christmas. Well, yeah,
Okay.
possibly. Yeah.
Don't think he's going to get his slap-up Christmas dinner, though, is he?
No, possibly not.
No.
Well, they don't have turkey and that in here.
I don't know.
Parsnips,
Yeah.
Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
You never know. Okay, now guys, brilliant.
Pigs in blankets.
Pigs in black. My favourites.
Oh.
Yeah.
Food again? God.
Yeah, see.
That didn't take long again.
How did this happen?
I don't know.
Oh, Christmas dinner in the mat. Yes,
Ah,
it's my
yeah,
fault.
that's
I'm
my
guilty.
fault. Yeah, cool,
okay,
cool.
Sorry.
You make that one up. Okay, excellent, guys. Now, these were all the local news from Corfu, so there's several websites you can log on
Yes.
and retrieve your news, or you just watch us and we tell you what's really important, and the rest you don't need to read. So, okay, guys, that's all local for a beautiful island. I mean, it's well a beautiful weekend.
Oh,
No, it
yeah.
started.
Yes.
I mean, not as
Little bit
warm,
wet,
but yesterday it was a
Yesterday,
little
I'm
bit
just
warmer.
going to say, Thomas,
Yeah.
what a beautiful day. The sea was calm, the sky was a blaze of different colours. It was fabulous. Certainly from where I was, very lucky to be there. Yeah, yesterday, in fact, was a very pleasant day.
Really a pleasant day, yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah.
It was lovely, yeah.
And it's just getting...
And it was quite warmer than it had been.
It was warmer.
So
yes,
actually,
definitely.
Sunday afternoon was a perfect day for a Sunday afternoon walk. Not that
Definitely.
I had one. I should have had one, actually, though. I have to admit, I didn't.
Yeah.
Bad, isn't it?
Oh, it's the age too, no?
I am
when
at
you
that
come to a
age. I'm
certain
always at the
you're a
age.
little bit slower.
Actually, that reminds me, I bumped into one of our viewers.
Oh, excellent, yeah.
Yesterday, a very nice lady called Scarlett. Hello, Scarlett, if you're watching.
Yeah.
And she laughingly said that Wayne and myself, Thomas, reminded her of the two elderly gentlemen on the Muppet Show. Now, you know the names,
excellent.
don't you? Waldorf and...
Waldorf and Stadler.
Oh, Sadler. I don't know who's who, by the way.
I don't know. Who do you want to be, Wayne?
Well, I suppose it ought to be Stadler, really. I suppose.
Stadler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can be Waldorf.
You can
I
Waldorf.
better check these out, 'cause I can't quite remember what... I remember seeing them in the box, but I can't remember who's who, as it were.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder what bit of us reminds Scarlett of those two illustrious characters. Do you want to have a guess? Do you want to have a guess?
I don't want to have a guest.
Okay. Well, maybe Scarlett could elucidate a little bit further.
yeah, let us know if you're watching. Let us know who is who.
But actually, while I'm on about it, Thomas, you told us that someone else a couple of weeks ago contacted you to say that we reminded them of two amazing, unfortunately no longer with us, British comedians, Peter Cook and Dudley Moore.
Yes.
Do you remember that? Someone said that, didn't
Someone said that. I think this was Dawn Dotson. So
Okay.
if you're watching, Dawn, hello.
Dawn.
Everything fine. You spot on with these two. I don't even
they? Well,
Hold on, which
Well-
one switch on that?
yeah, I don't...
you probably
Because
Dudley
I'm the
Moore.
short one.
Oh, and the musical one, because you played.
See, you
instruments,
play
don't you?
exactly. So what? Dudley Moore.
I'm
I mean, that's
Dudley
a
Moore.
compliment.
All right, yes.
But
I'll
I'm not
take
as
that
clever as Peter Cook, because Peter Cook was
that mean
incredibly clever.
Well, I was going to say, does that mean I get to see Bo Derek?
Oh, there's a thought.
yeah, that's a.
That
10.
film, 10, yes. That was a 10, wasn't it? Sorry. But Dudley Moore was in some wonderful films, like Arthur, for instance. John Gielgud. I mean, great double act there, wasn't it? Yes, wonderful.
Yeah, that was
really
good.
good. It was good, wasn't it? But Peter Cook and Dudley Moore, I don't know whether the viewers remember,
Derek
or even
and
indeed know, they did this, yes, they had alter egos called Derek and Clive, but it was so rude, so blue, too blue for Corfu, I'm afraid, but it was unbelievably, what they got away with, you wouldn't believe it. They made Dave Allen sound like a children's tea party act, quite frankly. They were blue, weren't they, Wayne?
They were very blue.
But very funny. They were just
was
sitting
very
there, weren't
funny.
they, in the studio on mics, drinking and doing all sorts of things, and they didn't care what they said, basically. They just let it all come out.
I think it was improvised, wasn't it? That was the whole thing. It was completely improvised. And actually, the drunker they got,
The
funnier
better it was, wasn't it?
got.
They did some classic scenes.
I mean, there are some points where Peter Cook he just has to shut Dudley Moore up.
Yeah.
He just has to shut him up because he can't take it anymore. It's very funny.
They were
Very
great.
funny.
So anyway,
Excellent.
Waldorf and Stadler.
Waldorf and
I'll look
Stadler.
into them.
Okay.
Thank you very
Excellent.
much.
Actually, I've got a T-shirt
What,
with
with
Waldorf
Waldorf?
and Stadler on it.
Yeah?
Have you really?
Oh,
Perhaps
look,
you could
look.
sport that for us on another occasion.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe I could.
Ah, Okay, and we get to see what we're kind of like in this nice lady's eyes.
Oh my God.
I don't know
okay,
if to take
guys.
it as a compliment or not, really.
It's fine by me.
I have to say, there's nobody with a hand up. No.
What?
Okay.
There's nobody operating me.
Oh, I see. Is that, what you mean? Someone was they were doing all that business?
Oh, my God.
We can confirm. There's no hands. Nobody under the hair.
Oh, okay. No strings pulled.
No strings pulled. No.
Oh my God, guys, where are we going with the show
I
already?
don't
16 minutes, and I think we broke so many broadcasting rules.
Well,
But
it's
all right.
Monday. It's Monday, isn't it?
Exactly, we're gonna wake up slowly.
Because I made
aren't
a fluff with the intro. I'm trying to catch up. Really, I do
no, it's
apologise
all right.
about that. It's just a Monday morning feeling. Well, even though it's evening, but it's morning to us, I guess.
Morning,
Morning
yeah.
to you.
Well, yes,
More
we
like.
just started work on the night shift, live from Corfu.
Wow, easy. But it's okay, don't worry, until Friday he will got it. But, okay, cool. Okay, before we carry on with you, Adrian, just a quick one, and this is a good thing. And here we go. And I have to say, I'm so happy to say that now. No?
Yep.
If you look on now and you're looking for a brilliant Christmas present, or someone who comes on holiday to Corfu and think he can do with a brilliant travel guide, that's the Traveler's Guide to 50 Corfu Villages by Steve Ford. And when you look on www.corfuvillages.eu, it's sold out. So thank you very much, everybody.
That is brilliant.
So, no, fantastic what he done. So Steve sold out. No more
Brilliant.
books at the moment. Steve, very well done for that. What the charities will be very happy
will
about
be.
that. So it's fantastic to hear it sold out, and a lot of people will get
charities are
help.
gonna benefit,
will
which is
be
brilliant.
great. So Steve, thank you very much. Fantastic job. And of course it goes on next year, and we will plug it all next year too, especially in the tourist season when the tourists are here. Okay, guys, what brings me on to worldwide, because we broadcasting worldwide, not just here in
are.
Corfu, we everywhere, no?
And that's the most amazing thing, to think that this little studio on in this lovely village on this beautiful island of Corfu is broadcasting to the world.
I know.
It's fantastic, and possibly beyond. Who knows? We
well,
haven't
yeah.
answered the question: are we being received in the ISS? Have we?
No.
I don't know. We never know, maybe.
One day, maybe we could do a live hookup with them. That would be exciting, wouldn't it?
That would be.
That would be something
Truly
different.
outer world experience.
Yeah, if they're
Oh.
watching us, they can call us on Skype, StudioKerkyra. Well, you never know, you know.
You don't, do you?
The guys have a lot of technology available to them. So, okay, what brings us worldwide news, worldwide audience? So, what interesting things have you found for us, Mark?
There's a few, Thomas. I've got 4 items, actually. We start with Belgium, and why not? Would you believe that Belgium, rather sadly, on the 29th of December this month, is going to end the long-running telegram service?
Okay.
Which is quite extraordinary, isn't it? Because we're probably used to the idea that telegrams are long gone, confined to the history bucket, as it were. But they've been going quite successfully, although not a huge customer base, in Belgium, but eventually they're coming to the end. That's after 171 years of service.
Wow.
So it's a bit sad, isn't it?
That is sad, actually.
The first telegram ever was sent in the 1830s. I didn't know this. It was actually invented in the United Kingdom, and there they ended the service in 1982. In the United States of America, it actually went up until the year 2006, which surprised me as well. And India finally closed its telegram service in 2013.
So is Belgium's the last telegram?
I think it's one of them, if not the very last.
Okay.
Yes, certainly in Western Europe and stuff.
Okay.
So-called Western world, I suppose. Belgium only had 10 businesses using it, and just a handful of individuals. And most of them were, would you believe, bailiffs.
Okay.
Apparently,
Bailiffs.
it's because they needed a system that could provide legal guarantees of both receipt and dispatch.
Ah,
So I
okay.
don't quite know what they're going to do now,
Yeah,
but
You
anyway.
have to sign for a telegram, don't you?
Yes.
A telegram you have to personally sign.
Yeah.
The customer had to phone a telephone operator and spell out the message, which is then sent by post, would you believe? In Belgium, up until they're going to end the service, it was costing €23.75. That's about 21 English pounds. And that was for 20 words.
Wow.
I know, that's rather a lot per word. And that, on top of that, there was a 90-cent delivery charge, would you believe?
Oh, my word.
I know. It's
So
always
it
been
came to about
expensive.
€24
Yes,
then?
yes, for one 20-word telegram.
So what's that? That's
And I mean, the stop, that's what used to amuse me. If you're writing a sentence and you come to the end of a sentence, you put a full stop. But in a telegram, you have to write the word stop out. So, I mean, you're paying for that, which is a bit naughty, isn't it?
Okay, so, that's sort of like Euro 50 each word or something?
Yes.
Yeah, around that nearly, huh?
Yeah, no, sorry.
€1.20 something.
Yeah, €1.20 something. That's
€1.27 or something.
Yeah.
per word.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
And of course, things like
You see how much the written word is worth.
Yes, there you go.
But services like Instagram and Snapchat have come along and taken the mantle, as it were, and I dare say other sites as well. Lots of social media with telecommunications, isn't there?
Brilliant. So what did we learn from that?
What did we learn?
If you're chased by bailiffs, don't go on to
Yes.
Instagram or Snapchat.
Good point. Good point. Next story comes from Switzerland, and this is just a little tiny story from a lovely Swiss town called forgive me if I mispronounce this. It's Wädenswil, which is near Zurich, and here is a lovely church that every 15 minutes, 24 hours, every single day of the year chimes.
Yeah, okay.
Now, most people are very happy with that. But a few years back, there was a couple who moved into this charming little Swiss town, and they couldn't sleep at night. They were particularly irritated at between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning, I think. So they tried to set up a petition, and that didn't work, and they went to court, and they tried to get the authorities to stop the clock during the night. While they were doing that, 2,000 residents started another petition to keep the clock going. So the original couple suddenly found themselves slightly ostracised. Anyway, the whole case went, would you believe, all the way up to the very top, to the federal court, the Swiss government, and they adjudicated just the other day that it was absolutely vital that the church bells rang through the night, or the clock, I should say.
Yes.
And it was part of the heritage of the town and a part of Swiss life. Well, we know that, don't we? Because Switzerland, we think of clocks and everything runs like clockwork. Oh, and chocolate as well, I must admit. When I think about Switzerland, I rather like the Swiss chocolate. But anyway, so I suppose really if you see a church and you're moving in somewhere, you better check out before you buy a house or rent somewhere, you better find out what the state of play is in the middle of the night.
That's good. But I have to say here, they tend to chime, the clocks chime up until 10:30, I think it is the last time it chimes.
Do they?
I don't know.
And then it stops.
Really?
Yeah.
Apparently in some surveys,
And then it starts again at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Some survey suggested that 79% of all the residents wanted the clock to chime through the night. I must admit, I haven't had that experience, but I think I said 2 weeks ago that I used to live in a house somewhere in southern England, and I was festooned with street lamps all around me. And although they weren't noisy, my God, they irritated my sleep. I never had a single good night's sleep in that house, just purely because there was too much light. Couldn't seem to get rid of it. I should have blackened the windows up, I suppose. But then they think there was something funny going on, I should think.
No, but light, I understand it, But light can irritate you. But, my house in Austria is only 100 meters away from the church, 150 meters away from the church, and the bells go there constantly. And at the beginning, I know what they mean. You can hear them, especially, as it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and the bugger starts hammering, no? But I have to say honestly, it's only been in the first month, and then after that, I didn't hear them anymore. That's it.
Just get used to it.
You get used to it. Yeah, so I think some people are really, I don't know.
But the nice thing is that the couple that took the court case to begin with, they totally acquiesced, totally said, oh, hands up, we forgive, that's okay. And they're now quite keen, would you believe, for the clock to carry on doing what it does. But this clock, I should say, it's not just ours, it's every quarter hour.
Okay.
But they've kind of joined the fold now, and they're happy to be jolly Swiss citizens. So it poses the question, why on earth did they bother to take the thing to court in the first place?
Well, yeah.
But
maybe at the time they thought, this is really irritating, but now they've got used to it.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
That's probably it, isn't it? They've got
used to it. Yeah, you get used to it. I mean, just looking my brother-in-law, Harry. If you watch, hi Harry. Just seeing, the family has a pub, and this is opposite the church.
Yes.
No? So Sunday, this pub is full, of course. And they have this for second generation already. And I remember him. They lived above. So they smack bang opposite church. Yeah? And you could hear the church bells really all the time. No? But it's never bothered them. They never complained about that. I never heard anything, ever. because they complained about it, and they got used. You get used. I mean, we all get used to things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and it's not as if it's a horrible sound. It's not as if it's like a
exactly.
pneumatic drill going or something.
Oh, disc cutter at 7 o'clock in the morning, right outside your window. That's a good one.
See?
I think somebody's had experience
Yeah,
of
but
a disc cutter
I
outside
had-
his window.
I had fond memories of that one, so much so I was moved to phone the civil engineer of the borough. Didn't do me any good, mind you.
Probably
I got a
not.
load of mouth back.
Oh,
But frankly, on a Sunday morning, the street was narrow, the buildings were tall. It was the reverb of the sound. Single glazing, you can imagine what it was like.
I can, yeah.
Sheer hell.
I bet it was.
It was. But anyway, at least the people in Switzerland are jolly happy now.
Oh, that's good.
And the bills are ringing out. It's Christmas time, almost. Whatever the other day.
excellent.
Oh,
Yes.
it sounded like a song.
It
really.
did,
yeah,
didn't it?
no,
Yeah, well, that's what it was
he
supposed
got
to
it,
be.
yeah.
Well, it's Christmas. I'm trying to move the Christmas spirit forward.
Nice. Well done, man.
I mean, I'm surprised, have they not got a big cuckoo clock somewhere?
Yeah.
Must have, mustn't they?
Like a big giant cuckoo clock?
That would be
I don't
fun.
know. Yeah, we can make them one. And send it over. You never
Of
know.
course, Switzerland have a nice big cuckoo clock
Cuckoo
somewhere.
clock.
Just
Yeah.
for Wayne to come and marvel at.
Yeah.
An ogle.
And
You know,
marble
Why
and
would I
ogle.
ogle
You
it?
get ogle, Swiss clock, cuckoo clock? No?
Why would I
Well, what else are you
ogle?
going to do
I don't
with
know.
it?
I don't know.
Well, I'd look at it and admire it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Ogle at it.
Well,
would I?
I don't know. A look, an ogle. Well, I'd give it some deference, I mean.
Okay.
The cuckoo clock is a little bit more than a normal clock, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit
So
bigger.
But ogle? Why
Okay, well, maybe that's not the right word.
Because ogle was like looking at something lasciviously.
I didn't mean you to do that.
Well,
no.
yeah.
No, that
All
wasn't
right.
in my mind.
Okay,
I'm
that's
so
fine
sorry. Admire the clock with great respect, then.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Fine. We have to,
Ogle.
we have to be careful on
Ogle.
clocks, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously,
So
there's a
it's
small
ogle?
subject here.
Right, ogle.
We'll put it with the knitting. Oh, I shouldn't mention that. No, no.
So it's a new thing. No, one jumped over the cuckoo's clock. Not flew, jumped. Okay, guys.
My apologies. I meant you would look at it with affection.
I would.
With affection.
As affectionate as it would be to an
Yes.
inanimate object, of course.
Yeah,
Fine, yeah.
Just
Right.
not too much. No? Well,
Not
otherwise
too
it
much,
becomes weird.
But I think they're fascinating cuckoo
They are
clocks.
amazing, yeah.
Mind you, I think if I ever had one, it might drive me around the bend eventually. No, if it was going off all the time.
Yeah, it's only once an hour now.
Yeah, once an hour.
So, my God.
I suppose you can handle that. I haven't had one, so never know, really.
Oh, see.
I did have a calendar once, which actually came from the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds, and it was marvellous because each day was a different bird song.
Oh,
And it was
nice.
fantastic. The problem was the batteries went, and it all went funny. And I don't know what happened. It
Did
didn't
you
work
not replace
anymore.
the batteries?
It was a bit more than that. It wasn't just batteries
Just
went
seeing,
funny.
you know, how many Adrians does
maybe I
it
had a
need to
little
change
accident.
batteries?
A hell of a lot, Thomas.
That's very good. That's very good.
We were talking about that earlier on. Wayne was coming out with some fantastic one-line jokes about how many this, that, and the other to change light bulbs.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll
light
treat
But
you.
all,
Light
but all
bulb
industry
Light bulb
related,
jokes.
no? Well, industry related, no?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
theatrical related ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were good. Maybe you could share them with the audience.
Maybe later.
Yeah.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Look,
Let's
guys,
get the
push it.
cracker jokes out. Come
Yeah.
on.
Have a joke
Okay.
book. Tomorrow we got a joke book. Okay, man. Next, worldwide.
Next one. Well, the next one is two stories, one longer than the other, but together they are a tale of two parties. The first one is the most unusual party that I've heard of.
Yep.
It comes from Japan. True story, this. And it concerns the former president of the very large Japanese machinery giant. We've all seen the name Komatsu. Seen it on everything, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And his name was Satoru Anzaki. And he's an elder gentleman of about 80 years old, and very, very sadly, he's been diagnosed with terminal gallbladder cancer, which is just dreadful. And he decided not to have any treatments like chemotherapy and radiotherapy. What he was most concerned about was to enjoy to the very most every single day that he had left.
Fantastic.
To him, it was all about the quality of life. And to do that, he decided to, well, I think this is fabulous, to hold a party. So he put an advert in the end of November in a national newspaper, which was trying to reach all the people that he'd known, or employees, or friends, colleagues, the whole lot. And eventually, he hired a hotel in Tokyo, and they had over 1,000 guests turn up.
Wow.
Which is marvellous, isn't it? And he made a point of going round shaking hands and saying thank you to everyone who was there. And for a little bit of light entertainment, he had some band. A group of dancers that came from his favourite local prefecture of Tokushima, would you believe? So he just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone and say basically thank you and goodbye. So I've not heard of that, but I think that's a wonderful thing.
Wow.
And
That is.
if I was in that gentleman's shoes, I would consider similar.
Doing the same?
Yes, so I think Mr. Anzaki in Japan is a very good idea there, and I hope he has a lovely rest of his life. Every day may be filled with joy and happiness. Bringing me on to the last story, which is also about a party, but it's slightly different. Here we go a very long way away. We're going down under again, folks. G'day, Bruce. We're back at our favourite Australia. Well, every country's favourite here on Nightshift, live from Corfu.
Oh, we're getting in so much trouble.
G'day,
But
mate. Yeah. Is your name Bruce?
Oh, yeah, it's going to cause a bit of a problem.
Is it? What?
If your name's not Bruce.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I'm afraid to say I'm a big problem because it isn't Bruce. No. Anyway, we go on with this. This party here, unfortunately, came to end in blushes because the good folk of Charleville, which is a town of 3,300 people in Queensland, Australia, thought it would be a wonderful idea and pushed a boat out and have a jolly good shindig to celebrate 150 years of their town. That's from the town's official recognition.
Yes.
That was calculated in 1868. Plans were well advanced for this fantastic shindig. Everybody was chipping in and everybody was really looking forward to it. Until, that is, some local historians hit upon a discovery. To everyone's shock and surprise, they discovered that the actual date that the party should have been in was 1865. So the party was like 3 years too late.
Oh, no.
Isn't that disappointing?
seriously.
Did they have the party anyway?
Well, that's the good news. Yes, they will. It's to come next year.
All right, okay.
Next year, they're still going to have some do to mark something or
some-
other,
yeah.
just because, for the hell of it, I should think.
Yeah, well,
It's
I
okay.
mean, it'd be wasted time otherwise.
I mean,
if
you know-
organise the party and then they go, oh, no, you're 3 years too late. Oh, well, never mind. Pack everything away.
I know.
Yeah, not
Apparently-
put it under the banner, no, the 4 years too late party.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That would be good. It was the biggest shock to them all. That's what they said.
Oh, dear.
You might wonder how can this be. I think there is
It's-
a real serious reason. Actually, they had some very bad flooding there a few years ago, and I think an awful lot of these civil records
Archives
got damaged or lost. And also, somebody else said, rather funnily, that they're too busy worrying about drought and the economic crisis that's facing them to be worried about a party. But, you know, all that work and they find out it was 3 years.
Terrible.
Yes, it's the sort of thing that would happen with me, really. But I'm sure, as you say, Thomas, they'll pull something out of the bag.
Yeah.
Well, they'll have a party anyway, won't they?
Exactly.
We like a good
Remember,
party,
commemorating them. You can do this every year, you know. Why only waiting for anniversaries, you know, and then commemorate that whole thing? Yeah, do it every year. Why not? A reason every year for a
You
party.
can't be wrong then, can you?
No, exactly. You can never go, never get wrong. That's the point. Excellent.
It's like a broken clock. It's right at least twice a day.
If you see it like that, yeah, that's a good one.
It is.
That's an old one. It's a good one now.
Well, okay, cool, excellent. Hey guys, that was brilliant news.
Well, just little tidbits here and there, you know.
Man, our party 3 years late. That's
Yes.
heavy, man.
I feel a bit sad for
But
them.
I like this from Japan. I think that's
I
brilliant.
think
You
that's
know,
really
you're
good.
going and they say,
I
hey,
think so.
I want a nice day. Let's have a celebration before I kick the bucket. Let's celebrate. Let's do something positive. It's positive reaction, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Very
And I said,
positive.
okay, the personal way to say goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
perfect.
a wonderful thing. I really do. And, you know, funerals are always rather heavy and unpleasant things, aren't they? I've been, sadly, to quite a few myself. But I think this gentleman's got the right idea, hasn't he?
Yes, absolutely.
Fabulous idea, and I think, you know, worth considering. Let's hope it's a long way off for all of us.
Let's hope so.
Everywhere, wherever you are in the world.
Exactly. Well said, man. Well said. Okay, brings us on. That's the news. No, local, brilliant, worldwide. Good one, funny one. Well done, guys. And go on to the next section. And that's question and answers. Everything you need or you want to know about Corfu, you're on the right place. So don't hesitate to write us an email, nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com, or go onto our Facebook page, send us a message, or now live. on YouTube. If you have anything you want to know, anything you have to share with us, just type a quick message and we go and we'll read it out and see if we can find the answer. And on to the first question, gentlemen.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, ready.
You
I'm
ready?
waiting.
Okay, first is about booking a holiday. It's from Samantha in the UK, a family of 4. They were wondering about how to book the holiday. Some people book now, some people book in spring. Yeah. There's a second question on there from Samantha. They say, what should we book? Should we book when we book now, all inclusive, or should we go with our kids because they like to explore? So should we go and have self-catering, a villa or something, price-wise? So when we spoke earlier about that, and we just said, okay, all inclusive is depends. What do you want from your holiday? Should you book now? Should you book later? But family of 4, when you have somewhere a villa, a nice one, it's a beautiful holiday if you self-cater. And the food on the island is not most expensive. Really, it's cheap.
No, it's very reasonably priced.
It's reasonable, blah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Definitely. So I don't know. For me, it's, and I heard before from people who said, okay, I booked in December, and I should have waited until spring because all of a sudden there were the spring offers coming out for holidays. Yeah?
True.
And I heard the opposite too. But thinking about it, I identified 2 things. When you go all inclusive, it's I think better to wait a little bit until the beginning of the year, where they start coming with offers out. And I heard last year somebody saying, we looked in December for holiday on Corfu. So why we looked, we said, okay, it was too expensive for me and my family to come. And then by accident in March, they ran into the travel office and found a holiday on Corfu, nearly half the price is what quoted in December. So all of a sudden they were able to afford a holiday on Corfu, and they done self-catering through a villa.
Nice.
And they said best holiday ever, but they were very, very surprised they were able to come to Corfu because looking in December, the prices were really up. They said you have discount, but it wasn't really a discount. We know this old game, aren't we? How it goes. So
the old you get a discount, but actually you don't get a discount.
actually, yeah, it's not much cheaper. So it really depends. I think all inclusive you can grab last minute deals.
I think that's probably the better one. And if you're going to be self-catering, it's probably a better idea to book that now, because then you've got more choice of what you actually want and is more suitable for you and your family.
True.
I would say that when a certain well-known travel operator sent me several emails, more than that, 6 months ago, advertising cheap deals for all-inclusive hotels here on this lovely, beautiful island. Some of the hotels I go past on a regular basis. And I was absolutely staggered to see the prices. This is supposed to be special offers. And I mean, out of season, I'm talking about end of October, these hotels were charging £1,600 per person for a week. Yes.
Whoa.
And I think, who am I to say, but I think that's a hell of a lot of money. And I think, to answer the good people's question, I think really you'd be very happy with us. Somewhere you choose yourself, a self-catering villa, be fantastic. The all-inclusive is another thing that I keep hearing. I mean, the food, everyone is different, and I'm sure the food in some of them is amazing. But with personal experience, only ever having been in one a few years ago, and I had reason to do that, I would never do that again, I found the food less than amazing, and quite frankly ended up going out eating in local tavernas anyway. And that didn't cost that amount of money. I mean, £1,600 towards the end of October. Just in case you're wondering, in the middle of August, the same hotel was $3,600 per person. So if you've got a family of 4, that's big bucks, isn't it?
That's big money, man. Yeah, that's not cheap. That's not cheap. Now, I think you're right, this with villas, with booking direct at villa owners. I mean, there's a lot of travel agents out in the UK or anywhere, Europe or worldwide, who are specializing in villas of self-catering holidays, and they have genuine offers going on now. And January and February, there's offers going on. But if you contact villa owners direct, you can discuss that. I'm sure about that.
Yes,
if you have a family of 4 and you say he charges 3,300 for this week as example, and you call this villa owner up and said, we would book, but I have 3,000, no, I don't think they would say no.
No.
It's booked. No. It's done. It's out of the way, you know what I mean? But with majority of people I spoke with children, yeah, and that surprised me. They said they had a better holiday self-catering in a villa.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
I can believe that
yeah.
as well.
So, and this when it's gone, in some cases it's even for cheaper, like you said,
Oh,
Adrian.
yes, considerably cheaper. And I think to carry on with the point from the listener that wrote in, the all-inclusive, probably the best, as you've said, Thomas, is to wait to see them selling off bargains nearer the time.
That's the
Really?
thing. Yeah, yeah. And you know, another advantage what you have there is when you book a villa, yeah, self-catering villa here. The owners of the villa, they know everyone here. They're coffeeots.
Yeah,
Yes,
Of course they know. So if you want to go, I want to rent a car, believe me, these guys will get you the best deal on a rent a car.
Yeah.
Definitely. Better than the tour operator can get it.
And if you don't want to cook, they can find somebody that will
They
come
find
in and
somebody.
Good point. There's
Definitely,
no
exactly.
doing that
Yeah.
service. Very good point to raise. Yes, and often the villa owners leave nice little presents, don't they?
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
Welcoming gifts.
I mean, we know a villa owner. We can say it's
do.
Spiros Marianos, Paramonas Villa.
Hello,
Also Villa
Spiros.
Paramonas. Hi, Spiros. He is fantastic. He picks the people up from the airport, as example. No?
Brilliant.
Some arrive, but he is there for the changeover days, and he always has a goodie basket for the people who arrive. And then the thing is, they got this number. His villa got a phone. They got his mobile number. If anything should happen, they just pick the house phone up and call him, and he organizes it. And that's even down to a barbecue night. He organizes a professional chef for you with all the trimmings and everything for up to 10 people. Yeah? And it's around €200.
That's good.
I mean, come on, that's better than going for 10 people out in the tavern. Huh?
Yes.
Cost
yes,
you
it is.
more.
Yeah.
And there at least you have the real, I think it's a real Greek experience.
Yes.
You have a Greek chef coming in, he's doing your Greek specialities and lamb, everything, no? And then at the villa you rent, you can have that. I know he's smiling and talking about food.
Yeah, we are. But it's not
I
only
think
that,
he
it's-
has it really under control, and there's a lot who do the same as he does, and that makes a special holiday. These people really want you to enjoy your stay and enjoy every minute of your holiday.
Absolutely.
And that's special compared to other places. That's really special.
And everyone here, these type of people, are fantastic because their hospitality is so warm and genuine. I think some of these hotels, you know, they're nice what they do, I'm sure, but I don't know. I think it's nice to be free.
It's a little bit more clinical at a hotel, I think, isn't it?
Yes, that's
Slightly.
what I mean. And you have to wear these weird armbands that make you feel part of something that you may not really want to be part of. Well, that was my way. And they wouldn't let me take it off, you know.
I know.
No,
I had
it's
terrible trouble getting
You're
that
just a
band off.
number there, aren't you?
Exactly, yeah. I
That's
felt
what
like
it
that
is. You're
number
just a
60,
number. No?
The prisoner. Yeah.
Exactly, and I don't like this on holidays.
I'm
but
not a
okay,
number.
everybody likes it different.
Yes,
different.
of
So we shouldn't judge the people. If somebody says, hey, I love all inclusive, for me the only holiday is all inclusive because I can, you know, like the people do in Benidorm.
That's fair
yeah,
enough.
it's fair enough if they love it and they come back and they say, I enjoyed it. Yeah, job well done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Simple as that. But an experience to have that self-catering, have a villa and get the real Greek life. You know,
Yeah,
that's
you
people
can't
have
beat
to
that.
we have to
don't
judge
think
for themselves.
No. And
Definitely.
therefore, just to recap, if you're thinking of villas, self-catering is probably best to book now because
Yeah.
you've got
Yes.
more choice of where you're going to end up. And possibly if you want that bargain basement deal on an all-inclusive, probably better to wait into
Into
the
the
season.
thing.
Into the-
really.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, brings me on. So I hope this question was answered fine. Now, if you have
hope
any
so.
more, if you have any more questions regarding your holiday, don't hesitate. Write to us. You see the ticker running on the bottom of the screen. You can Skype us at StudioKerkyra or visit our website www.StudioKerkyra.com. There you can click on the email button and message us, or go on and write us an email, nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. Or you can even chat live with us now here on YouTube.
Yes, please.
So, yeah, well, brilliant. What brings us on to the next one? And the next one is about Christmas. Hi guys, is there a Christmas midnight ceremony? Yes, there is.
Good.
They have it in church here. So there is at midnight is the church service going. So if you want to join, I think it's not a problem. Just don't try to get up front for the thing because the Greeks are also taking this very serious. Try to get a little bit, mix in the back a little bit and pick up the atmosphere. I think it's nicer because you're there and you can see everything. You can see how it works here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Orthodox Church, so they have a little bit of different proceedings going on, and it's fantastic to see. So if you're here over Christmas, go. There is in Corfu town, and every other village has their church service at midnight or just before. Ask a local; they will tell you straight what's going on.
And one further point that comes to my mind is that there are many churches here, and this lovely village has several, doesn't it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I as Amadeus have
I've
no
lost
more,
count of them,
over
actually.
12.
12. Good
Yeah, and
heavens.
some of the
Told you I lost
churches.
count.
Yeah, and some of the churches here in Ayers Matthäus are even privately owned. They're owned by families,
Yes.
but they open what is fantastic. Man, our friend George Diamantis. Hi, George.
Hi, George.
Hello, George.
George Diamantis has 2 churches. He's looking after what
Really?
belongs to their family. One is the Old Saints.
Oh, yes.
We gone
We've
down.
been to see that,
We
yes.
visited that, and afterwards the other for the old village, the second village of Ayers Matthäus. But we're overgrown the church.
Oh, yes,
remember?
yes. We've moved
That's
3-4
that's
times,
his
haven't
too, and he is keeping them up. So, no, there is, especially here, Ayers Matthäus, you got a couple of churches to choose from.
And the other thing I was going to say is that you drive around or you go around on a bus and you see lots of churches everywhere, and many of them just look kind of on the outside. They look sort of plain, and you think, is it a church or not? But don't be fooled. Go inside, and they're incredible what's inside. Behind those plain outer walls, you would never believe the incredible variety of paintings, church artifacts, and all sorts of things, and those wonderful swinging things. I don't know what they're called, that give out all the,
The essence.
scent, the essence,
You know,
frankincense and myrrh. Never thought myrrh much myself. I think it's frankincense, isn't it?
Frankincense, or something.
Incense.
Incense, something. Yeah. Definitely. So, hey, next question. We are good in answering questions today. What's going
We've been
what's
lucky.
going on?
No, let's say we've been
What's
lucky.
going on, man? Wow, we know things. Yeah.
I was going to say
I'm
that,
enjoying it.
there's a talking of that. There's a church in Prague, actually. If anybody ever goes to Prague,
Lovely city.
across the
Good
is it
food
the
and
King
beer.
Charles Bridge.
Bridge, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, what a
If
bridge.
you go from the main town across the King Charles Bridge, and then if you go to the right, there is a church that's set back away from the street slightly. And from the outside, as you say, it is you wouldn't think anything. You go inside, and it is one of the most amazing things I think I've ever seen.
There you
It was
go.
just beautifully painted. There was gold everywhere. It was just beautiful. And of course, you're not allowed to take a photograph, so.
Of
which is
course,
good.
you have to respect that.
you
You
have
know,
to
this is,
respect that.
and the same
And
is here.
absolutely.
Well done, you said that right now. And the same is here, guys. When you go and visit the church here in Greece, don't take pictures, please. They really don't like it, and I understand why.
No, I understand.
You know, it's something sacred. It's something. No, respect that. So don't go in and snip away like stupid, and especially don't pose with altar and take selfies. You know what? It shouldn't be done in any church.
No, absolutely.
You know?
No.
There I think so. Treat that with a little bit of respect. You respect them, they will respect you, and you will gonna have a smashing holiday. Definitely. Okay. Wow. The next one. Okay. Other one we have here is about parcels not arriving on the island. Yeah. Okay. I had these problems before. You got this problem before. I don't know if with
Not a problem
parcels, with letters.
parcels. Letters, are they?
Yeah. Everybody who is here on the island or is holiday or just spends a small amount of time here on the island, one tip, you get anything sent here, get it registered. Registered post will always arrive. If it's not registered, sometimes it can get lost.
Very true,
And
Thomas.
this is so, but registered, you have no problem at all. Yeah. And the best thing is, there were people asking about how to send parcels to friends over here. Yes, because the houses don't have numbers.
No.
Yeah. So it's the nearest post office to you. Go there, let the postmaster give you the exact address. Get that on, and then don't forget. Write when people send you something. Put your mobile number or any contact telephone number on there. So the delivery guys will call you and they will arrange a place somewhere to meet and deliver that to you. But put a telephone number on there. That's what goes wrong sometimes here. People send parcels, they stay here. Where should it go? They have no idea where to go with it. But this address could mean, okay, I come up to Ayers Matthäus, so I should deliver. He can't contact you, he can't arrange that, and that's one of the problems. So you have to, if you miss a parcel, go in Taxidermy or to ACS Couriers in town and ask them find them online, call them, maybe your package is laying with them. They will keep that for quite a while before they send that back. But you can always call them, they speak English, they're very friendly. I see as Curious as example, are fantastic guys.
Yes.
So hello guys, thank you, fantastic service. Call them and they will look for you and they will call you back. But put onto the address label a contact telephone number from you so the courier or the postman can get hold of you. That's my advice. Never had any problems with that.
No, quite right. But that's right, Thomas. There are many courier service companies on this island. So I would say one thing, though, in case people are wondering what is the postal service like between Corfu and, shall we say, the United Kingdom. I've got some experience. It's absolutely great because I went with a few Christmas cards and I can absolutely confirm that for a reasonable price, because they were only 90 € a pop, every single card I sent back to United Kingdom made it safely. So I think you can have some confidence in the Greek postal service.
Definitely.
Seriously.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely from that on. Okay, cool.
Really good.
Wow, we're going through the questions and we have answers, guys.
That's always
How
amazing,
did this
isn't
happen,
it?
huh? We're getting into form just
all right.
before we close
All right.
season 1.
We finished
Wow,
it.
we
Hello.
got-
What's going on?
I have no idea. We're so
I have no
happy
idea
Christmas is
anyway.
coming. We're all happy. Yay. Okay, next to another one. Oh, and that was, of course, this is another tongue breaker. Somebody was asking, does Corfu have special Christmas bakery or cookies?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Short
yeah.
answer. Yeah.
I mean, there's the one thing.
Yes. Thank you. Next question.
This is no,
sorry.
next question. But no, they got. This is
Next question.
this is. If I say that now, right? Yeah. They have a cookie. They have some things, shortbread with nuts and raisins. And if this is so with stuff on with icing sugar on it. Very nice. I love them. They're brilliant. But if I'm not mistaken, they called Kurabides. So if I pronounced it wrong, people, I'm so sorry. I know how it looks like, so I never say what it is. I only point that one. Yes, that one. No, I don't like that. That one. No, Kurabides. They are shortbread with nuts and raisins. Yeah. So then is the other ones. Then is mello macarona, and that's how can I say this is cookies with honey.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
They are very, very delicious. But the traditional one for the island, yeah, this is the sweetbread. Fogazza, if you say that now right. Fogazza. That's really the
I'm glad you
sweetbread,
said that, not me.
and that's traditional coffee.
Nice.
And I love that stuff. Oh, and this is, remember the cakes,
Paramonas.
Adrian, where the round ones, where is Gronia Polar written on it. Happy
yes.
New Year.
Ah,
Happy,
right.
you know?
Yep.
And that's the bread, is the round loaf.
But we
I love it.
about
I
a
really
year
like
ago,
it.
Thomas, didn't we? We had cake come round. It was all wrapped up, and it was for Christmas. And it was when we were at Paramonas, wasn't it? I
Yeah.
don't know what it was called, but it was ever so tasty.
Yeah, and I think that's the one. It's the
the one.
sweet bread.
It was like a cake. Well, part of a cake,
Yeah.
and it had wrapper. You remember?
The wrap
See-through
around.
wrapper?
I don't know. They have really a few things here, and they're all
Yeah, yeah,
delicious.
yeah.
So no, they got stuff like that. Definitely, there is no question about it.
And there's lots and lots of bakeries that are open all around the island. They keep long hours, and every bakery is different, so it's well worth going in, all of them. Mind you, you might come out a bit of a lardy, but it's Christmas, so it doesn't matter, does it?
A
No.
lardy?
A lardy,
Lord, listen to what it
Honestly.
is. Oh,
well, you
What are you
might,
trying to say?
It's
one
lardy.
might
One.
exceed
One
one's
might
stomach
exceed-
size or
Right, okay.
preferred
I mean,
stomach
the
size.
ones I really love is they look like half moons. They sick buggers. They half moons. No, with really nice. No,
We're
with
dribbling here and
icing sugar
drooling.
on it, and
Oh.
they have the nuts and the raisins in it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I think these are the Kurabides, if I pronounce that right. So we have to win in the new next season, guys. We have to get some Greek words in. I don't know.
We do.
We
yeah.
do.
But
Actually,
we said it's enumerasi. Wrong too.
Yep.
Yeah, and I try to say it, and when I try to say it to my wife, she can say it, and I say, she said no. I said, well, I'm saying it the same way as you do. No, you don't. And she says it, I says it. She said, well, I can't hear the difference. It's, no, you pronounce that and then. Oh, why? It's really, it can get annoying,
I
but
know.
yeah, you know that too. I know.
do.
It's but
Very
hey,
Catharovana.
how brilliant.
I don't understand.
No.
Oh, thank you.
Den catalavena signomi.
Yes, fully signal me.
Oh, I say that word. That's the word I use the most, you know, signal me. It means I'm sorry, and I'm always saying it for something or other. I do get in a mess, as you probably know.
Oh, no, not you.
Not you, surely
You,
not.
come on.
Yes,
Oh,
great so.
Oh,
the other one.
fantastic.
It's got bells on.
Cool. I mean, I think that's all about the Christmas bakery here, Christmas cookies. Yeah, maybe we get some on the show. So
That would
watch
be
the
very
next
nice.
couple of days,
We got
guys.
plenty
We
of
get
room,
we got plenty of room there. Exactly. We get a little plate together, and maybe we get a Greek specialist from them in here, and he should tell us a little bit more about that. It's Christmas. It's brilliant. Yeah, you're all hungry now.
Very, yes.
I'm very hungry.
Brilliant.
We're
We have another
salivating.
hour to go. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So far, so good. Yeah, we got question and answers Corfu out of the way. So, as I said, if you have any questions regarding this beautiful island of Corfu, anything you want to know or anything you want to tell us, don't hesitate to write us an email, nightshift@studiokerkyra.com, or go onto our website, www.studiokerkyra.com, or send us a message on Facebook or chat live with us on YouTube. And so, guys, that's the first half of the show done. We're going on to a small break. After the break, we carry on with our, I know.
Where did that go? That's
I
just
have no idea.
spurted, like no one's
Oh, it's always, when you get older, time runs faster. But true. So, okay, guys, please don't go away. Stay for the short break. We back in a minute.
Got upside. Oh, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one. Horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one horse open sleigh.
Hello and welcome back to the second part of our show, Nightshift, live here from Corfu with me, Thomas Haas, Adrian Ravel and Wayne Fenton. Say hello, guys.
Hello.
Oh, and before we carry on quickly, guys, we had a break. In the break, we got some messages. So no, come, don't worry, man. You have coffee in your hand. You have priority.
Absolutely. The most important thing.
Most important
Thank
thing
you,
here.
Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie. Fantastic. Okay, back and we got from Lucia aus Canada, from Canada.
Oh,
hello,
hello.
Lucia. Nice. Thank you for watching.
Hello,
and Lucia
Lucia.
has a brilliant question. And Lucia, he's still on his coffee. Got
Hello,
him.
Lucia.
I had to show that. You're right. Can't speak.
Oh, yes. How lovely to hear from Canada. Welcome,
Yeah.
Canada.
Oh, brilliant.
That reminds me, Thomas. You just reminded me. Thank
Yeah.
you. I have a big apology to make because in last program on Friday night, which was a fun-packed show, I committed an error, a grave error, and I wish to put that right. I stupidly said about the lovely Prime Minister of Canada as being called Pierre. No, that was his father. This Prime Minister is Justin, so I do apologise, Justin Trudeau, for mixing up your name. I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah, well said. But how fantastic. Lucia is watching us from Canada.
Absolutely
How
brilliant.
brilliant. Hope you enjoyed, Lucia. And she got a question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Good.
This
I have
could
a
be
question.
toughie.
No? So, hi guys, I'm watching you live. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Love from Lucia.
Oh,
Kiss,
thank
kiss. Yeah. And I have a question for you guys. What is the best local dish you have tried?
Oh, well,
So-
so many to choose from. Who wants to
I
start
know,
this one?
I know mine, but I let you guys go first. Or should I give you time to think?
No, I
Do you know? I don't
Yes,
know.
I would know.
I know.
know. You know?
Well, I'm quite partial to Lucamadas, actually.
Oh.
I'm quite partial to them.
Look, Kumade. So what? The dough balls, food. We're talking food, not
Dough
sweets.
balls,
Food.
food, donut.
He's talking donuts.
He does love
You
his
love-
donut.
I do like my donuts.
But anything from a proper Greek dish?
Oh, I don't think I've sampled enough yet. To be
Yeah,
honest.
I think you need a little bit.
I need
but
a
He
little
needs
anything-
more
more.
food,
I
everybody.
do.
Bring him some food.
I mean, there's the fantastic things like moussaka and anything. But
Yeah.
but
What's the one with the layers of
beef
pasta?
and pasta. So this is moussaka.
Yeah.
Looks like lasagna, nearly.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, but it's
There's
much
another-
better than
there's another
lasagna.
version, though, isn't there?
Pasticcio, was it?
What's that? But
That's like a
pistachio?
macaroni with
It's like a
minced
macaroni
beef.
with minced
That's
meat
it.
and things.
That's
Yeah.
nice. You
Ah,
like that, don't you?
I
pasticciata.
like that.
Red sauce, macaroni's red
Yeah.
sauce, beef in there.
Yeah.
Pasticciata.
I tasted one at a certain place in Pentati, and it was just
Out of
sublime.
this world. Yeah, I
It
believe
was
you.
sublime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one
Love
thing
it.
we should say, though, in answer to that lovely question from Lucia, is that every taverna and every restaurant has a different take. It may say
They do.
beef sofrito or stafado on the menu, but I can bet your bottom euro that each taverna you go around, it'll be completely different. I like them all, but if I have one favourite, it's got to be cleftico, lamb cleftico, which translation means thief's meat.
Yeah.
It's an old dish. I think it was from stolen lambs and whatnot. There's a taverna up in Barbati area that does cleftico. Unbelievable. It's fantastic. I would point out, though, that I'm not going to be rude by saying this. I'm sure no one will offend me. But I went to a taverna once in Athens and I saw on the menu cleftico. So I thought, all excited. I thought, oh, great. I'll have a lovely lamb cleftico because it was quite reasonable. What served on the plate was just this slab of lamb. There wasn't a bit of gravy, there wasn't a bit of pepper or onion or anything whatsoever. Just a slab of dry, chewy lamb. And they call it cleftico? Really?
Nah,
But that
the
was a place
original
in Athens.
Cleftico is brilliant, man.
Yeah,
You-
real
you-
cleftico.
yeah.
Fantastic. I see. I mean, there's one in Contockley that's completely different to anybody else's, but it's all made with mustard. So if you like mustard or the flavour of mustard, that's the one for you. If you like peppers and all the other vegetables that it comes with, that's the one in Barbati. But cleftico's on most menus, although some places you do have to advanced order sometimes. For them.
really?
Yeah.
Yes, I have
Okay.
been caught before. But, I mean, beef stafado's good. That's the one with onions, shallots.
yeah.
And the sofrito, that's the one with garlic in, and it's all very good. And of course, the moussaka is wonderful. But again, it does depend on whose you have.
Yeah.
That's basically aubergine and cheese and pasta. and tomatoes, I believe, and lots of other secret, wonderful Greek ingredients.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yum, yum.
But my personal favorite is Bordetto. And Bordetto is, And you know what, I was lucky enough with Claire, together my wife, to sample Bordetto made by Greek. And it was a funny story. The first time we ate that, it's a lot, it's potatoes, a lot of vegetables. It's like a hot pot.
Oh, yes.
With all in there, but with scorpion fish. Original with scorpion
nice.
fish.
Really?
And everything into this, fantastic. And we eaten it in Halikunos Beach. This was the first canteen by Simos.
Oh, yes.
And he came with Statis, so hello Statis, Yasu Statis. He's a farmer down there, and he's quite a big fella, yeah? And he made that at home, and he thrown that in to a bucket. You know, one of the buckets you use to mop out?
Oh, yes.
You know, but he had a brand new bucket, and that was full with Bordetto. Foil over it. Yeah?
Yeah.
He sat on his scooter holding that bucket, and under each arm he had a loaf of bread.
Fantastic.
And in the summer he drove down to the beach bar, it's a little canteen. And he put this bucket on the table, some roasted vegetables, the bread, then Simos. Of course, Simos' wine is out of this world.
Yep.
Had the wine, and this was the first time I eaten really a traditional, like it is made. That's the recipe. He said that's exactly how his mother made it, his grandmother made it, his great-great-mother made it. So that's really an old family recipe, and this is Bordetto. And originally it is with scorpion fish.
What's
And
that,
it's-
Thomas? I haven't heard of that.
Scorpion fish is, this is this ugly little fish what looks dangerous.
Really?
In the water, yeah. And had a lot of bones in there, a lot of things in there. But the meat is just so perfect. The spices with this, it goes so well together. And we sat there and we eaten that. We eaten, I think, for 2 hours. Because in Greece you don't eat fast.
No.
You enjoy your food, you enjoy your company, and you enjoy your grassi, the wine. So Bordetto is for me definitely one of the dishes here on the island. And there is more like sofrito, you said, no? Oh, it's in, but Bordetto, that's mine, definitely.
But there's so many, aren't there? I mean, we know a restaurant not far away from here, Thomas by the Sea, that does the most amazing shrimps, doesn't it? Little shrimps.
Oh, yeah, Olonaki. Yeah, Olonaki down. Michalis, you were watching.
Hi,
Hello,
Michaelis.
guys.
Fantastic shrimps. The
Really,
best.
the tiny shrimps next to the lake, and they you haven't had.
I
Did you
haven't
have
had the pleasure yet.
No,
one
what
day,
that next year will be so exciting for you, man.
I know.
That will be so
I'm
great next year
excited
for
already.
you. Just I grab you, we go and eat. I show you so
Nice.
many things. Maybe I cook you a few things too, no? Well, it's
That sounds good.
it's the thing is really the Greek kitchen is superb. So Bordetto for me, Pastiziata for you,
Yes.
Kleftico for
and
me.
Kleftico for Adrian.
With
That's the
Lucamades
thing.
on the side for me.
Lucumades for afterwards, yeah. Lucumades, if you do Lucumades, this is the donut bowls. What you get at festivals here, and then they have honey over it, or chocolate, or caramel. It's your choice. But when the panieri starts, that's really some, huh? So, thank you very much, Lucia, for getting us hungry.
Yes,
We say a well hello to Canada.
we do.
We thrilled to hear from you. Brilliant.
Merry Christmas. as
Merry
well.
Christmas, yes. So, hey, wow, huh?
That's wonderful to hear from Canada. And like last week, we heard from Uruguay. Fantastic.
It's going.
And
we're
we've heard
going.
from New Zealand.
Cosmos, like
Yes,
Greek would
New
say.
Zealand.
New Zealand, we heard, yeah. So, wow.
Wonderful.
See,
So-
Corfu and the rest of the world. Corfu and Cosmos.
Yes, a good combination, I
Good
think.
combination.
Very good.
Definitely.
Well, we're all part of the cosmos here.
We are.
But particularly Corfu, because as I said in the very first programme, there really is something truly magic and special here on this island. I honestly believe that.
No, I do.
That's no sales blurb, I really mean that. But you have to come here quite a few times, spend some time here, and then you'll understand what I'm going on about.
Yeah, and this can so easily become the home from home.
Indeed.
What so many people say here. It's Corfu is my home from home. You know, when I need to get away from my country, I come to Corfu, I feel like home. And I'm not surprised because they're so welcoming. They're so open people. The coffee yachts are fantastic people.
Absolutely.
You know,
Here.
yeah, it's you're right,
We
man.
fly the flag for the Corps.
Yeah.
I do, because they're
What
right in
a-
here. I'm passionate
What
about
an island, huh?
people here. It's a
What
fabulous
an
island,
island.
Thomas. The best that I know of. Anywhere in the world, and I've been to some wonderful places, but there's something truly unique and special
Because
here.
you got
I swear it.
everything. You got everything. Look at the culture. The music on this island. The music is fantastic. Man, in the new series we start in late January. Sorry, we incorporate music sections, of course, yeah, and others. So there is a lot coming for the new series in end of January. We start that off. Wow. But that island is the music. It's the drama. Everything on this island, it just grabs you and doesn't let you go. No. And my wife can say that the day we arrived, 28th of April, we arrived here, 5 years ago. I drove with the minibus off the ferry, and within minutes, I turned to my wife and said, "You know, I'm at home." Wow. It had such the feel, it's crazy. Of course, things happen sometimes and they annoy you, but in the end of the day, they don't annoy me that much than in other countries.
No.
Yeah, no.
Funny enough.
I think there's
here
something
you can,
intoxicating here. And I don't just mean the Cipro. There's something else going on here.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just possible
Magic.
because where we are, there's evidence of 26,000 years of civilization. And just on the way to the studio, Thomas and I, we have to go past this ancient site. And every time we get a frisson of excitement to think that ancient tribes wandered that very path that we are wandering today. And I don't know. That says a lot to me.
And then Spartan warriors walked up this road, onto the castle. Wow.
I did be a little
come
worried if I
on.
saw them coming, I have to say.
Yeah, but you know what history? Come on, what history?
Oh, absolutely.
So Lucia said, "Yum."
What, to the Spartan warriors coming up?
Actually,
That
she might
was-
be.
oh, listen.
No, she said, she must be talking about the Kleftico and the Sofrito and the
Sofrito and the
Stefano,
thing,
maybe.
You never know. But guys, okay, and another message from Steve Ford. Hi, Steve. Nice to hear you.
Well done. Congratulations on your book sellout. That's fantastic.
Yes, we mentioned it earlier, Steve. There's now the Corfu Village printed book has now sold out. But I will release a printed version with Amazon shortly. This will be print on demand. Fantastic. That's good
Brilliant.
news.
That's
And when
good
this
news.
is ready, let us know. And we're going to plug that, of
We
course,
certainly
because
are.
it's brilliant for charity.
I think I actually ought to buy a copy because I have to admit
late.
something. I haven't read this wonderful.
sold out.
I know, but I'll be in the queue for the next publication, the rerun.
The rerun of the thing. Yeah, definitely. Hey, excellent. Oh, and Lucia is keeping it coming, the questions. Or the Yum.
Another one. Uh-oh.
Yum. Yes, he is Justin.
Sorry?
Yes,
Yes.
he's Justin.
Yes, he's Justin. Yes, Justin Trudeau, the new dashing Prime Minister of Canada, who's very energetic and doing his best, I'm sure, for Canada.
I bet he is.
Yeah.
Excellent. See? You got that right. You're a lucky man, huh?
He's lucky.
I don't always get it
You
right. as
just
know.
got it
I've always
there. Just
owned
got
up to
it
my
there.
mistakes, and I do make
Yeah,
a
of
lot of them.
course.
You know, I
Ex-
apologise, everybody, if I get things wrong.
Yeah, no, it's all right, man. Don't worry about it. You will be okay. Okay, excellent. Cool. On to the next one. What is the next thing for us?
Whatever you like, Thomas.
And that's our Daily Moan. And Daily Moan is today. Adrian, you came up with something. Daily Moan.
Monday moan. Yes, I did.
And that's it.
I know it's
about-
Christmas.
Yeah, I know it's Christmas, but something annoyed you and you would like to talk about that.
Yes.
And we got this here, and this is people behaving when they see an accident. So, microphone is all yours, my man.
It is. Before that, I was going to say that I was going to moan about some national newspaper in the United Kingdom calling the 14 Tory rebels who voted against the government last week as traitors. I would just like to remind the proprietor of the Daily Mail that actually what they were doing was trying to maintain British parliamentary democracy, in that every bill, whatever it is, whether it's the EU leaving bill or any other bill, should be totally and utterly properly scrutinised. That is the whole point of the Houses of Parliament. These people believe that, they put their heads above the pulpit, and the Daily Mail chopped them off and called them traitors. Well, no, Daily Mail. In my opinion, you're wrong. But I'm not going to moan about that, because that's that, and I'm something
not
much
gonna
more...
moan about that?
No, I'm not. No. I'm going to moan about something much more serious and more important, actually.
Okay.
And it is serious, and it's no joke at all. I'm going to moan about how it's becoming, according to the police in various countries and places around the world, becoming a problem when there's been a terrible tragedy or, for instance, a dreadful road traffic accident, for instance. The numbers of people who, rather than get involved to help the victims, to help the police, they just stand there and take photographs or video footage. And this has come to light this weekend because at the weekend, I can't remember which day, in the small hours of the morning in Birmingham on a stretch of road that all of us here in this studio actually know, was a terrible car accident. 6 cars were involved and very unfortunately 6 people have lost their lives, and there's a further 2 that I think are critically ill in hospital, injured. But the policeman who was in charge of the recovery of the scene was so angry and so upset that the initial responders were interfered with. Their progress was impeded by loads of people who were just snapping away. I mean, what drives people to do that? Surely, I would argue that it's in human nature to help your fellow man or woman or friend, not take a picture and stick it on Facebook or somewhere. I mean, what good is that going to be doing? You know these things are covered by the media, local media, national media. What good is you taking a photograph of someone's tragic last moments of life? I can't get my head around it myself.
No, it's horrible.
But I'm making the point because it's becoming a problem now for the police and the emergency services. They must have full access and all the rest of it. And a bit of help from passers-by wouldn't go amiss, would it?
No.
And the other reason why I'm moaning about this, Thomas, is because you and I, we were on this lovely, beautiful island in the summer, and we were travelling back from Maratica, and we were aware that there was a fire engine, and fire is something that puts the fear of hell into most good citizens here on Corfu because it gets very dry in the summer, and this island has suffered from some terrible fires in recent years. So everybody is very concerned about fires. And we were aware that this fire engine was dashing behind us, so we naturally pulled over, let the fire engine go, and off the fire engine went. And we didn't think anything more about it. No. We were going to a particular place in Halicunas, and to our amazement and surprise, we got stuck behind the fire engine. Lights going, siren on, and the fire engine was held up by this pickup truck that was in front of it. And what was particularly sad and annoying to me was that the direction of travel of the pickup truck almost looked as if it was deliberately obstructing the fire engine from getting past.
Really?
I mean,
Unbelievable.
Really, Wayne,
I was driving back
this.
then, no?
We couldn't believe this.
No,
You
we
were
could
in the
not. The
passenger seat.
fire engine behind and had the sirens on and beep and beep and this thing. And that 4x4 just carried on in the middle of the road. Didn't make one attempt.
No.
To go to the side, and in the distance you could see the fire, and they just didn't care.
But
They just carried straight on and slow, and the fire engine gone left and right, and beep, 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 left and right, and nothing. And that was really extreme.
It was appalling.
So that annoyed me.
And I have to admit something. I'm going to confess something. I've never been guilty in all my life of an act of road rage. Well, folks, I was on that day, because the fire engine eventually turned off. It went left. The offending pickup truck carried on, and it so happened by coincidence that was the direction that Thomas and I were travelling in. But actually I went past the place where our destination was because I was so angry with these people. I mean, I thought they were 2 burly blokes if they were wearing baseball caps, and I followed the vehicle, and the vehicle stopped quite some way away, and I stopped my vehicle, turned round, wound the window down, and no, I didn't swear at them, but I gave them a strong, stern piece of my mind. And to my absolute amazement and shock, they weren't 2 burly blokes at all. They were 2 ladies. And I was staggered. I mean, I don't mean to be sexist, but I just thought, I really was surprised
but the
that
best
they were
thing,
2 ladies
she
in
didn't
this
understand
vehicle.
that she did anything wrong.
No. She didn't. So
What's
I
happened?
didn't swear at her, but I said to her in a loud voice that you, madam, were a disgrace to the human race. That's what I said. That's the worst thing I said. But I was very angry about that because if it was her house on fire, she would be demanding the fire brigade. She'd be so angry if someone deliberately obstructed the path of the fire engine to her house. I mean, for goodness sake, the firemen here are
brilliant.
very brave. They've had some terrible fires to deal with. I've known of at least 2, personally seen myself. And they're always on call. They're
so
ready.
quick, man. They're so quick. It's when the first year when we were here, a fire broke out, and it came 100 meters close to the house, our house there. And that's a scary situation to be in. How quick this fire was spreading. Yeah? But minutes. And I've never seen so many people gather in just minutes to start to fight that fire. The fire service were here so quick. And a couple of minutes later, the water aeroplanes came in.
Yes.
And they had that fire under control so quick. And that was in the middle of August. Very hot. Everything is dry. These guys just like lightning. So a big shout out to the Corfu fire service.
Yes.
You guys are unbelievable, fantastic.
Yeah,
thank you so much for looking after everybody here and keep everybody so safe. And most of them are volunteers, no? So thank you to give your time and your effort to keep us all happy and safe.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So, obviously, if you hear sirens and see flashing lights, please, ladies and gentlemen, just pull over. Just for a second. Let the emergency vehicles go through.
Yes.
Because you never know what they've got to attend to.
Exactly.
But that's horrible that people are taking photographs and videos of accidents.
That's just happened.
I think it's terrible.
I do as well. I was shocked to hear it. And
Yeah,
the
that
policeman
is shocking.
from the scene was really upset and angry about it. So, you know.
I mean, these things are becoming more of an occurrence, aren't they? Because people have got their own cameras on their phones.
It's unbelievable.
So therefore, they're I can take a picture of that. I can take a picture of that. Help.
Exactly,
That's-
help.
yes.
Stay
Rather
out
than
of the
taking
way.
a picture,
Yeah,
help.
Exactly. Surely that's the most
Either
basic.
stay out the way so the emergency services can do their job, or help. There's
Perfect, yeah.
no two ways about it.
What do they expect to gain by all
I've
these
got no
photographs and videos? Of
There's some
something?
sort of morbid kind of fascination with
Is
that
this
kind of
posting,
thing,
you know, how many views can I get, how many thumbs ups can I get, what can I get on reactions when I put this now on Facebook, no? Let's see how much. I mean, it's ridiculous. By an accident. There's enough hardship going on. I mean, I talk a thing because I done the paramedic school and I worked as paramedic on first response vehicles. And it's not a pretty sight when you arrive.
No.
You know, some accidents are really getting to you. No? And then you have people staying here. And back then, thanks God, there has not been any mobile phones. They were taking pictures or what. No? But people still gathered and people still abstracted you by looking. I want to see what's going on. What just happened there?
Yep.
No? And it's made our life harder.
Yep.
But imagining it now with all the handheld devices and quick video and upload and now, you know, Facebook Live. I saw things happening on Facebook Live. They shouldn't be live at all.
No.
Not at all. Yeah, but people are. And then when you record it, and at least make it available to the police so they can really put together how the whole thing happens. So this is closure for the families when they know what's happened. Doesn't matter if the outcome is good or bad, but in the end of the day, if you know how it happened, that can mean closure. Not just for the police file, for the families where sadly people died in these accidents. So, what a shame. But yeah, no, you're completely right. I think that's worth a moan. No? Step to the side.
I don't like moaning really, but it's important because people's lives are at stake, and you know. Before we move on to another topic altogether, can I just throw in a crazy headline from the Daily Mirror? It wasn't the main headline; it was just a headline.
Yeah, throw.
I just think.
Well, I got messages here from Steve. I'm gonna read out in a minute.
Okay. Well, the headline that caught my eye was, "I will eat mum." That's what it said.
What?
Yes, I will eat mum. And I thought, is that a scene from Cannibal Holocaust or what? No, apparently it's a grieving lady who very sadly lost her mother. The mother died recently, she was cremated, and the daughter kept her ashes. And the daughter tells the Daily Mirror that she's going to sprinkle her mother's ashes onto her Christmas dinner and eat them. Well, all I can say is I'm ever so grateful that I haven't had an invitation for Christmas dinner in that house. I couldn't possibly eat my parents' ashes. I have got experience of sprinkling ashes, 2 urns together, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
But I won't say where I sprinkled them, but I can absolutely tell you I sprinkled them where no one would eat them. But I have to say, I did have a little bit of a panic attack, and I can't remember when I sneezed or something happened, and I managed to accidentally breathe in a little bit of ash, which I shouldn't tell you, but I have. And that has bothered me.
tell you,
You
but
don't know what the hell.
I should really tell you.
You just told the world.
I know,
so-
well, I
That's not
forget
good.
that.
Oh,
but
man.
it did bother me that I'd done that.
Yeah.
And then, until I read this story, because I thought this is something completely different, and I don't think I should worry too much about my little accidental intake of.
I think you can relax.
Yeah, I think you can relax.
I can relax now,
That's
can I?
very odd.
It is odd, isn't it?
That I'm not wrong, am I? That
No,
is
no,
quite odd.
no, you're not wrong.
Is there anyone out there in the whole world that knows this practice goes on? I mean, maybe it's a ritual somewhere. Maybe there's some tribe in deepest, darkest, wonderful Africa that does such a thing. I don't know of one, by the way. They usually bury their bodies and stuff with great ceremony, I have to say. But if you know of anyone who eats ashes and things of their beloved loved ones, do let us know.
That's a very strange thing to do. I mean,
It is rather, isn't it?
Christmas dinner.
Yes. I mean, what's that, like pepper? What would it be like, do you
I
think?
don't know.
Paprika? No, it wouldn't be either that, would it? Phew, doesn't bear
Tastes
thinking
like
about.
ash, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Would you want that on your Brussels sprouts?
Not particularly.
I wouldn't want it on the Christmas pudding, I can tell you that.
No.
No. That's the best thing for me.
Yeah,
Christmas
you
pudding.
know, you always, if you run out of ideas how to do it, you can always make gravy with it.
Oh, then I suppose you wouldn't know. It would just
No, I
be
just know, I
camouflage,
just see,
wouldn't it?
exactly. So there's a tip for her if she's watching. No, make gravy out of it, why not?
There's a handy tip you've heard here first on Nightshift, live from Corfu.
Excellent. Okay, I have to read out a few things here. Okay,
Great.
Stephen Ford is saying, I keep you guys updated. Sorry, I'm reading this down
That's okay.
from the screen. Stephen said, okay, so but the new book, so the profits will be less due to printing costs and Amazon charges, of course. But at least it will be available forever. Thanks for your continued support, guys. We're more than
You're
happy.
welcome,
We're
Steve.
more than happy, Steve, because you're doing really something great. That's an initiative, isn't it?
Yes.
Worth mentioning
Brilliant.
every day a few times. And the other thing, you also can buy the ebook version of the book
okay.
from Amazon and the original ebooks from the website. So guys, go onto the website. It's www.corfuvillages.eu. Hey, brilliant.
So there's no excuse for me now.
No, there isn't.
And brilliant. And we got another message in from Spiros Marianos, the mayor from Bentati.
Oh, good
Hey,
evening,
hello,
sir.
Spiros.
Good evening.
Hi
Hello.
Spiros, nice you're watching us. And he says, hi guys, great evening. My greetings, Spiros. Greetings to you, my friend.
Greetings to you.
Yeah, see that we have somebody who can pronounce the Greek words better than
Well,
me too.
actually, Thomas, we must say something, a thank you now, because
Yeah, of course.
the mayor we're talking about, has to us, to StudioKerkyra, been a fantastic stalwart, a wonderful supporter and flyer of our flag. He has done things that no one else has been able to do. And I'll give you one example. It's often known here that it can take a little bit of a time to get a broadband internet connection in. Oh, no, not with Spiro on your team. He got us in within 2 days, didn't he?
3 days
3
to
days.
connection.
I'm so sorry.
Fantastic.
Sorry.
Yeah.
3 days. Fantastic. And that was down to Spiro.
He is the man.
Wonderful
Yeah.
mayor. Fantastic.
Amazing.
Brilliant. You're doing a lot for us, guys. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Well, you and your family, we wish you a very Merry Christmas.
Yes,
but I hope
Merry
I see you
Christmas.
before for a little drink, yeah? Okay. And here, Stephen Ford quickly. Hey, he got a few copies on Corfu, Adrian. I will bring you a copy when I come to the studio. Oh,
Yes, please,
look.
Steve. And possibly, could I be a bit cheeky? Could you just sign it, you know?
Hello.
Listen.
Am I being a bit cheeky there?
Nah, it's all
He's
right.
getting privileges.
Yeah, I know.
You could have
He's
one as
pushing
well.
again.
No, it'd be rather nice. And then I'll always have a connection in my head, and it will make me laugh for the amount of times we've seen his wonderful book on our little monitor here. There's always have a chuckle.
Yeah, you love that one, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I like the way you slip it in there, Thomas. Always keeping us on our toes.
Oh, yeah, this is how it should be. People, you know, it's
Yes.
all for the good. It's all for the good, and what he
all for
does
good.
is a
Absolutely.
fantastic thing
Brilliant.
for the island. So we had Spiros Marianos from the mayor from Bentati.
Yes.
Hey.
Colin, fantastic. He's so brilliant. You're watching us. And then Steve, we're so excited seeing you. We really can't wait to have you in the studio and chat a little bit more and explain to people a little bit more about you, because that's worth mentioning, definitely. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
Wow,
Yes.
it's all happening. Lucia from Canada. Wow,
I know,
how
amazing.
brilliant. Made my day.
And mine too. That's
And
good.
mine.
Excellent.
Good.
Wow,
We're all
okay,
happy
guys.
bunnies here.
Happy bunny
Don't
here.
be
No,
mentioning
I'm not.
bunnies
I'm
again.
not going to mention that.
No, no,
No, I
say
mustn't
it.
ever mention the word bunny again in my whole life. Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
I didn't want to go this way again.
Moving swiftly on.
Yeah. Oh my. Okay, guys, this is a topic of the day, and from topic of the day, we talk is Christmas. It's people start talking about, and there's a few organizations who are doing great job, not just at Christmas, but all year around.
Yes.
And there we go in because there were a few reports in about homelessness at Christmas. No, man, it's not just Christmas; it's a whole year.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, at Christmas people feel more social than other time of the year. So
Yes.
and they start mentioning that, of course. No, so yes, it's a problem, definitely a problem, and especially for Christmas.
We mentioned
it's,
last week, didn't we, that Euston Station in London were opening their doors, and a couple
That's
of
right, yeah.
homeless charities were going to be giving Christmas dinner and good fare for 200 lucky. I don't mean that really, because no one's lucky being homeless, but at least they'll have a good meal and be looked after on that one day. But you made a good point, Thomas. That's one day. What about the other 364 days?
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Very
point.
true.
Was the other thing. And but there's, thanks God, charities out there who help you. I mean, there's a lot of stories. Nearly everybody of us has knew somebody who was homeless, or maybe got even themselves in. And if it's only for a short while, life can take funny turns, Wayne.
Yes, it can. Yes.
Yeah,
I've
you're not-
been homeless.
So you're not no
Yeah.
problem, as I mentioned that now.
I've slept
So
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
streets. Yep.
I know you told us the story. You were homeless at one point. Tell
Oh,
us a
yes.
little bit more. Come
Yeah,
on.
No. Obviously, it's you get to a point where there's nothing left,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I spent about a year on the streets. I think it was.
Okay.
But charities, there are a lot of charities out there
Yeah.
that will help. I happen to be in quite a large city in the UK, and it wasn't too bad. But there are other places that you have to really look hard to find a charity that will help in any way possible. You tend to find that churches are very good. They will tend to give you some, blankets and food and things like that. So they try to look after you. I mean, it's very tough, especially in the winter when it's obviously very cold and wet. Trying to find somewhere that's going to keep you dry is very difficult to do, and then keeping your belongings dry as well.
Yeah.
And also, this is from personal experience, also keeping your possessions
Safe.
safe.
Ooh.
So you tend to, I certainly did tend to use the bag that I had as my pillow, because
That's clever.
it's obviously it's got my stuff in it, and nobody's going to try and steal it from under me. But there are people out there that are really not very nice, and I won't mention what happened, but it wasn't a good experience. Let's
No,
put it that way.
definitely.
So I mean, we have to think about homeless people all year round, as you say,
round,
but
yeah.
especially at Christmas, possibly because it is the season of goodwill to everyone. But I can definitely say that there are definitely some charities out there that will help.
Oh, absolutely.
Salvation Army is one of them.
Mhm.
They do a tireless job of helping homeless people and those less fortunate. And I always think of myself as long as I've got food in my belly and a roof over my head, then I'm a happy bunny.
Yeah.
Bunny, sorry. But I have been at very low points in my life. Very low points, and it is very, very tough.
I
Very
mean,
tough.
yeah, I believe you. I mean, for a year, I mean, it's shocking for me that you've been for a year. But, I mean, it doesn't matter how you got into that, because there's always things happening in life nobody of us can control.
Exactly.
And people always try to find, okay, was it this person's fault he is or not? I mean, in this it doesn't matter anymore. No, that person is homeless. So if he made a mistake, he for sure learned from his mistakes. Yeah. So this is a lesson what life tells you. What is a brutal lesson, for sure. No, but man, well done to you, man. I have to really praise you here because you got yourself out of that. You started again.
I did.
You grabbed the bulls, like I say, by the horns and said, okay, enough is enough, and I changed my life. And I said, well done, man.
I will say that
Respect.
I actually never begged either.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I wouldn't do was begging. As I say, there are a lot of charities out there, and to be honest, there's no need
for begging. Yeah.
Because there are charities that will. I mean, I used to go to one place. I'd have breakfast at one place that would be open, and then there would be a soup van that would come round in the evening. For the day, you just go without. Yeah. During the day, and then you just have to go through it. But I did not beg. I had a lot of lovely people out there. I have to say there are good people and there are bad people.
Yeah, definitely.
The good people, obviously, put a couple of pound in your pocket or something, and at the time I smoked as well. So give me a couple of smokes and got in your pocket, and thank you very much. I'd really like to thank those people.
Yeah,
from the bottom of my heart for when that time that I was at my lowest. And they actually helped me out. I'd really like to thank those people.
Yeah, I think it means a lot to you.
It does.
We can see that.
Well, if they didn't help you out, you wouldn't be sitting here now, probably. No, so they did a wonderful thing.
See, but this is all what humanity is about. See, everybody of us makes mistakes. Yeah, sometimes we know, sometimes we don't know until it's too late. Yeah, and there's the second chance again. I mean, come on. It disappeared nearly to give a second chance. Everybody gets prosecuted so quickly. Everybody is suing everyone so quickly. I mean, second chance, just think of the word second chance for a moment. No? That can be a complete new beginning for someone who made a mistake, who realized his mistake and said, okay, I paid my price, but I will not make this again. But now, give me a little bit of help to get onto his feet again. And there I have to say to all these people who are out there and criticize, look, he sits there, he should go and get work. If you don't have a roof over your head, you don't have a sorted place where you can stand up in the morning, have a wash, get dressed, and then look for work, you have nearly no chance.
You have no chance at all.
There's the hammer coming down, you can't see the light on the end of the tunnel, and a lot fall into depression, no?
Yes.
And there's a lot of suicides happening too at the same time.
Yes, I can tell you some stories about people I was spending time on the streets with, very sad stories.
Yeah.
And
what does it take? And it doesn't take that much. It doesn't take that much to help a homeless person.
No, it doesn't. I mean, a bit of food is, I would always say, would be better than money, to be honest. No offence to most homeless people, but there are quite a few homeless people that obviously alcoholism or drug abuse is one of those things that obviously keeps them there. And giving them money is probably a mistake because they're more likely to go and spend it on alcohol or drugs. Whereas if you're going to do something for them, buy them some food, or a blanket.
A blanket. Oh, yeah.
The man who's running a charity looking after homeless people in the Guildford, Surrey area of the United Kingdom, he was talking to me a few months ago when I was in the UK, well, more than a few months ago now, probably a year ago, and he was telling me the biggest concern they had, and I can't remember how many people that were classified as homeless in the streets of Guildford, which is a surprise to me because it's a good affluent city, several hundred. And the biggest problem that faced him and his colleagues at work was the addiction to these awful legal highs. He was extremely worried about this. I haven't seen him since, and I haven't seen him since they became illegal. So I don't quite know. But that ties in with your point about getting money and all that. So food would be nice. The other thing I would say, though, Thomas, don't you think that the film industry, well, and I say the film industry, that's wrong, but in films...
Entertainment industry.
Yes, the entertainment industry. Two big cinema films come into my mind that both portray homeless people in a very unfortunate light. One was obviously Clockwork Orange, and the other one is American Psycho. Very dramatic, negative portrayal of
abusing
a homeless person.
Definitely, I agree with you there. I mean, we can use it in our industry, we can use things like that. But what annoys me is when there's scenes written in, no? And they don't do their research. I mean, good actors go out, they do their research, and some of them even go so far and try to live that role for a short period of time just to get the feeling, to get this character right. I mean, I think we owe this as director, as actors. You owe this to the people. If you do a true story, you owe the people to do proper research and get a little bit that feeling in what they feel, and this will shock you to the ground if you just try to. No? I mean, man, fair play to you, man. You shared that with us. It can't be easy, for sure not.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. This is really, and we have to head it on straight.
Yes.
Because, you know, this is happening and it is not, some it's your fault, some it's not your fault. But we can't start bickering around if it was his fault or not.
No, quite.
You know, we have to move on. We have to look in the future and say, you know what, give a little bit of support, like you said, and if it's just food and if it's just a blanket or something, you know, it is all right. Or if you have a shed, you know, and I say, you know what, I don't have anything in my shed, go in there. Yeah. You know, that helps already because you got a little bit of roof of safety, a little bit of feeling of safety.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, you know, if you feel that you can, then, you know, if you can offer a bit of shelter and maybe a bed for the night. Yeah. And a shower.
A shower.
Oh my God, a shower was one of the things that you most want. And it's so difficult. You have to tend to go to public swimming baths.
Yeah.
Public swimming bars, very good for that kind of thing. A little tip for you if you're ever homeless. Public swimming baths, because obviously it's got showers in them, so just pop it in. You get to know the staff, though. I mean, there are, as I say, there are good people out there, and there are some who are not so good. Yeah, and it's always nice to find the people that go, yeah, go on, just go and have a shower.
And that, well, at the end of the day, you never know what life holds in store for you.
No, you don't.
At the end of the day, it could be you next, you know. And then you stay without any fault to yourself. You find yourself in this situation. I mean, to be fair, now we live in an industry, what is very demanding.
Yes.
I mean, you lived on the road for a long time. You were a roadie, you stage management. You worked your way up from nothing to someone, and you are, because with people who you worked with, man. The musicals you been stage managing, some of the biggest musicals on the planet. Yeah. And I mean, coming out from that and just hammering it and say, okay, I can do that, and go, man, fantastic. So this is the living example, you know. It's never over. It's only over when the fat lady sings, and we don't let her sing.
That's a good line. Love that line.
We will not let her sing.
What we're thinking of good things, it's not all bad. A few years back, I think about more than 10 years ago, the famous pop star Dave Gilmour from one of my favourite old bands, Pink Floyd. Yes. He famously gave 14 million to the local authority in Brighton. His mission was to eradicate homelessness from Brighton. And for a few years, it actually worked. And then I think the council changed and the MP changed, and things are not the same now. No. Although I would point out that I think they've got a good MP now in Caroline Lucas, but that's a personal, private opinion. Okay. I don't know what the state of play on the homelessness of Brighton streets is, but at least Dave Gilmour tried to do his best. And also, Thomas, while we know it's a very serious subject, a very sad subject, the homelessness of people, but there is one little news story that came from the United Kingdom a few days ago. It's from Bonnie, Scotland. Okay, I don't know. And, well, perhaps I shouldn't say that. And I don't know. But anyway, it's a good story. It's a heartwarming story.
Good.
Yeah.
And it's about an alcoholic homeless person, actually. He was called James. And he's become a bit of a local hero because he did an act of goodness which has been described as, quote, as pure an act as you can possibly get. And that was by the fortunate recipient of this goodness from James. He was homeless and rough sleeping, and he watched a couple who were late arriving to give, we didn't know this, but they were witnesses in a court, in the main court there. This has all happened in Glasgow. And he watched them pull up, park the car, and run into the building. Yep. He noticed, this was a very rainy day, he noticed that they'd left a window open, they hadn't locked the motor vehicle, and he could clearly see from wherever he was, there was a £50 note on the dashboard. He also noticed there was a bag on the back seat. Yep. So he looked after this car for several hours. He got very cold, very wet. In the end, he got a bit concerned, so he decided to open the car, take the £50 note and the bag. Now, most people, stereotype here, thought, oh, he'd run off with the money. No. He spend the money on drugs or alcohol, but he didn't. No, he took them into apparently a local solicitor's office. I personally think it might be the solicitor's office of the court building. But anyway, he took them in there, and they opened up the bag, and would you believe that inside the bag was a staggering £450 in cash? Wow. So, what an honest man this James was. The couple came out of the courtroom and were amazed to see that their bag was still there with all the money, even the £50 note. So they were so impressed that they set up a crowdfunding page for him. And the last thing that I've read is that they've managed to get, I don't know what site it's on, but £8,000 to help James with his own problems and stuff, but any leftovers were going to be donated to local housing charities for the homeless. This is in Glasgow, Scotland.
That's great. I mean, crowdfunding for that is brilliant. I would say the £8,000 should go to possibly pay his rent for a year.
Yes.
In a property.
I would agree there, totally.
Yeah. Because then he's got a roof over his head. It's paid for a year. That's done, and then there's no way that then he can be kicked out.
And then left. So this gives him a jumping board where he said, okay, here I can sort myself out, here I can settle in, I can look for work, and I can see that I get that. Gives him time to get some money behind it and carry on. Yeah.
Pride in himself, because that's a massive thing. Is losing pride. You see yourself every morning, and you go, right, what have I got to do today? Well, I've got to eat. That's your first priority.
Yeah. The biggest problem the homeless guy called James had was that he was an alcoholic. And the person who he did a good deed for said that he'd love to employ James, but he can't until he's managed to sort his alcoholism out, that's true. Which some of the money I think is actually going to be spent on. So hopefully, if we get an update on this story, maybe in the months to come, James would have found not only a home, but also a job and a whole new lease of life, which would be fantastic.
That would be brilliant.
But isn't it nice to hear a good, positive story about something so, sad and difficult as homelessness?
Definitely, I think it's a good one. Yeah. See, and that's it. That's how it goes. So don't think bad at Christmas. Just give everybody a second chance. Have the second chance in your head. Just keep that in there and say, you know what? Maybe I one day need a second chance. So and keep that and have a second chance in your head for everybody. Well, sometimes people deserve it.
Absolutely.
And don't make it too heavy on them. And don't think every time lawsuit I will get. Because in the end of the day, you have only one life. You want to make more friends than enemies.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Sorry guys, my throat again. Okay, what brings us on to the last thing of our show today, and this is the events for Corfu. And are we having a couple of events there?
Yes.
From you?
Yes,
yeah.
We are.
There's a few things going on.
I was just noticing that he was.
I know he got so, but guys, we got 5 minutes of the show left. That's it. We have to put this for tomorrow then. All right.
Oh, well,
we got so much to go through. So sorry, guys. It's all. The mayor of Pentati, Spiros, at Yamas, Spiros. Yes, guys, we got one thing left. And that's the events from today. So, take it away.
So, Saturday the 23rd of December, Silverland Riding Centre. I think we mentioned those in the first couple of weeks.
Yes. Silverland, nice.
Silverland Riding Centre will be holding a Christmas hurdle races.
Ooh.
Which sounds very exciting.
Yeah.
So the races are going to take place between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. That's on Saturday the 23rd of December. But lots of ponies and lots of horses and things like that. So It sounds lovely. And then we have a Christmas bazaar in aid of the Smile of the Child, and that's going on all this week at the Municipal Theatre.
In Corfu Town, fantastic.
That's that opened today at the Municipal, and it's going on to the 22nd of December, so that's Friday. And that's between 9:30 in the morning to 2:30 in the afternoon, and then they're doing 5:30 in the evening till 9:30.
Oh, fantastic. That's
So
nice.
there's 2 shifts in that one.
Great. Yeah.
And that's
Excellent.
all this week. at the
Quick style. You
Municipal.
do in the morning, then afternoon a little bit of a siesta,
Blimey.
and after siesta we open
it.
again and enjoy the evenings. That's how it
Exactly.
should be everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's at the Municipal Theatre, so that's all this week.
So all week long until Friday.
Until Friday.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
excellent. So there's a few good things coming. See, this island is full of surprises.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's going. So, okay, we don't have a Christmas market this year in Corfu Town.
No.
But the municipal theatre put a bazaar on with for the children, Smile of the Children, yeah?
Smile of the
What is
Child.
old charity, what
Yeah.
is old brilliant.
Which is
Supports the younger
fantastic.
generation, and that's what the younger generation in Greece needs. Is a little bit of support, is a little bit of guidance.
Yeah.
You know, it's not as bleak as everybody makes it sound. No, there's always hope. No, definitely,
Absolutely.
definitely always hope. And I can't believe how quick this tonight show
No, it's
went
gone
again.
very quickly, isn't it?
Really,
Certainly
what
has.
we spoke, I think, were really brilliant, guys. Thank you, Wayne, for sharing that with us. This was really enlightening, and maybe you're giving, I'm for sure you're giving some people a little bit of a push now and said, you
I
know
hope
what,
so.
he can do it, I can do it. And that's what it's all about.
I hope so.
Definitely, definitely.
Don't give up hope.
Don't give up hope.
No.
That's it. So, guys, thank you so much for all your messages. If I missed any messages from you guys, I really apologize. We got really a lot in today, and this made us happy. Even from Canada, wow! I mean,
Brilliant.
fantastic, loving it. But do another thing is Christmas. It's only a few days again, 7 days. No? It's getting slower, 6 days. So yeah, on the Christmas calendar it's getting
Well, it's
empty
nearly
with
6
chocolates.
days now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's nearly midnight. But if you have anything to say, or you want to contact us, or you have a question about this beautiful island, or anything we just spoke about, you want to put YouTube bands to it, send us a message. Send us an email to nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. Send us a message through Facebook, or chat with us live when we live through YouTube. Yeah. Did I forget anything? And if you want to talk live with us in the studio, you can always log on to Skype. Our username is StudioKerkyra. So there's another day. Monday night shift is over. Fantastic evening. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for taking part. Brilliant evening, and I see you tomorrow.
Yes, thank you for being with us. Always a joy to broadcast to you all, and take care and kara nectar.
And it's a good night from me. Keep on smiling, everyone. Good night.